So, the American government issued $650 billion in pandemic unemployment assistance, $815 billion across 3 rounds of stimulus checks, and the price of everything skyrocketed afterwards.
$8 a carton, milk is $8 a gallon. Gasoline got higher than Cheech and Chong on a West Coast tour with Snoop Dogg, and you're wondering,
why did the government allow things to get so catastrophically bad? Well, time to debunk the myth of American post-pandemic hyperinflation. Many financial pundits were mindful to catastrophize our increasingly high potential for skyrocketed inflation rates in the aftermath of the most significant health crisis the world has confronted in the last 100+ years, comparable only to Spanish flu in 1918. The SARS-CoV-2 novel coronavirus, a respiratory illness responsible for 705 million global infections, 7 million deaths, and trying to pack me up and put me on a t-shirt 4 times in a single year. If the truth is an object not a subject, COVID-19 was the truth felt round the world from December 2019 to this very day in a global ecology. Here, in America, where things have found themselves under some semblance of control, going from 77.5% of American citizens being infected at least once to 0.004% of Americans being actively infected as of the date of writing. But I'm no virologist, I'm a macroeconomist. Why the heck were gas prices over $4 a gallon nationwide in 2022, and are still over $3 today? The answer is market forces. Supply and demand, the actions of buyers and sellers causing the prices of specific goods or services to interoperate in flux without being directly controlled by the government. At the time of the pandemic, furloughs, layoffs, corporate price gouging among sectors that were either essential or were not in any dire immediate need of hiking the prices. Online marketplace retailers like those on Amazon and PPE wholesalers marking up the price of N95 masks, hand sanitizer, and other cleanliness products upwards of 1,000% in some instances, grocery stores and supermarkets unnecessarily raising the price of essential food items, and customers practically boxing in Costco and Kroger aisles for toilet paper and wet wipes before any legitimate supply chain issues demanded increased global costs among these products caused excessive demand and irradiated supply. So how's this have anything to do with inflation? It allows us to recontextualize inflation for what it was throughout the COVID crisis, and still is to this day: a scapegoat. Inflation is the general increase in the price of goods and services in an economy over time, leading to a decrease in purchasing power of money. Basically, as inflation increases, each unit of fiat currency or dollar bills buy fewer goods and services than they did before. This is measurable by a variety of microeconomic price indexes in America, like the Consumer Price Index or the Personal Consumption Expenditures Index, which track changes in a selected basket of goods and services consumed by households, siloing them away from niche expenditures like unrefined petroleum or maritime equipment the average American expends no significant effort or economic buying power towards. While inflation has the capability of affecting various sectors, increasing costs for everyday items and squeezing the profit margins and bottom lines on businesses whenever they refuse to pass on their own increased costs to consumers. What matters here is the spotlight placed on hyperinflation within the last half-decade. Many believe that, due to the Federal Reserve recirculating newly printed currency, our economic system was doomed to fall victim to hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is defined as inflation exceeding 50% per month or 1,000% per year in consumer increases. The inflation rates experienced in most developed economies after the pandemic, while high, were nowhere near these levels. 1. In the U.S., inflation peaked at around 9.1% annually in June 2022, which was the highest it has been in 40 years. 1. However, this is still well below hyperinflation levels. 1. Economists generally consider inflation above 5% to be high, but why was post-pandemic inflation, caused by supply chain disruptions, economic closures, and expansionary monetary policies being unexpectedly implemented by categorically unprepared government bodies, seen as a kind of destructive force toward the American economy it never could be, and, frankly, 1. Never became? 1. An overall lack of financial literacy among the populace is solely to blame. 1. While prices for consumer goods did increase significantly for many goods, services, and real estate, this was a case of high inflation, never hyperinflation. 1. Hyperinflation, as a doomsday scenario, is so extreme that prices may double in a matter of weeks, or in worst-case scenarios overnight. 1. To be clear, America is simply too developed an economy to be bowled over by hyperinflation, no matter how red-faced and temple-bulgingly your favorite economist or financial pundit might put it. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this kind of content and would like to see more. Until next time, self-education, self-actualization, and action taken achieves greatness. 1. This 1 is equity experiment.